Said we live. Okay.
Yeah.
Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
For the Hebrew Israelites, GMS Louisiana Saints, the Lafayette branch. All right, coming back at you with another live lesson. Before we go any further, we're gonna stand and face the east. We give infinite honors and praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, Great Millstone, rule well and teach well, and are worthy of the double honors. So like, peace and blessing to you, Akim, pushing out this truth across the four corners during these last 6 of time. All right, we're back at you with another live lesson. Basically, going to be getting into the battle not being over yet, and to stay grounded, stay rooted in this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, because the times that are coming to pass and that are full speed ahead, all right, are times that you need to be rooted. All right, you need to have a foundation. You need to have that solid rock, which is this truth. So we just want to do a lesson, just motivating brothers to keep going. What you got it, brother?
You wanted to get the Colossians.
I'll read it out. It's Colossians 2:6. It says, "As ye have therefore received Yahushua Mashiach the Lord, so walk ye in him."
That's right. So it says, so as you receive, all right, Yahushua Mashiach, walk ye in him, man. All right, stand firm, all right, in the truth, all right, and don't let anything sway you from the Lord, all right.
Verse 7, and you can get that word rooted. It says, Colossians 2:7, rooted, and built up in him, and established in the faith, as ye have been taught, abounding therein with thanksgiving. Got it, brother? So ultimately it says what? Rooted and built up in him. Who's that him? Yahushua, all right? The fullness of the book, the volume of the book, all right? The Alpha and the Omega. Like it tells you in John 1:1, man, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with the Elohim, man. At top Elohim, all right, a power, a judge, which is Yahushua, man. And we have guidance, all right? We have blueprint. We have a spiritual manual on how to continue and carry on our lives in certain situations, and ultimately how to obtain a victory onto them, man. But it all starts with staying grounded and remembering, all right, our foundation. Picked up. I might have to get off the Wi-Fi. Yeah. But brothers just gonna get that definition of rooted, because it says built up in him. So ultimately, when you're building something, it doesn't happen overnight. Like, you can lay down a foundation, all right. You can make sure you have sturdy land. The land is level, all right. But ultimately, if you're gonna build something great, it doesn't just happen overnight, man. All right, it's a process of it, and it takes builders to go into it. But we know the ultimate builder, that chief cornerstone, is Yahushua. So that's what we always go back to. All right, our first love. Go ahead, bro.
All right. This is the definition of rooted.
Strong's G 4492. Chrizao.
All right, and it says, all right, to strengthen with roots, to render firm, to fix, establish. All right, it says cause a person or thing to be strongly grounded. All right, so that's exactly what this is doing, man. It's making it strongly grounded, man. All right, this truth, all right, is pretty much our anchor, man. All right, the Yahushua is our foundation, and the truth, all right, is our anchor, man. All right, to hold us down firm, man, to this. All right, the words, the sayings, all right, as the scriptures say, everything was written for our learning, man, and that makes us strong in the mind. All right, makes us assured in the mind. All right.
Right. That was it on there. You got more? Any more?
Let's see. Yeah, that's it on that.
It's the book of Hebrews. Got one real quick. It's Hebrews 6:17. It says, "Wherein Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, willing more abundantly to show unto the heirs of promise the immutability of his counsel, confirmed in it by an oath." So ultimately, we're grounded, we're rooted, we're firm, but we're firm in something. All right, we're firm, we're grounded in something, we're rooted in something. What is that something? This wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. All right, the truth, the oracles, the prophecy. That's what keeps us stable. You can get Isaiah 33:6 real quick out. That's what keeps us stable and grounded. Because when something is firm, when it's a pillar is basically a sector of a building, all right, designated to what? Hold it up. So ultimately, when something is strong and it's rooted in something. It has a cause that it's fighting for. It has an establishment behind it, and that's just true. That's why we speak on the topics that we speak on, break down edification, exhortation. But it says that by two immutable things, in which it was impossible for the Most High to lie, we might have a strong consolation who have fled for refuge to lay hold upon the hope set before us. Which hope, here we go, here's the point, because brother brought out that anchor, because this truth is like a spiritual anchor onto us. Not an anchor that weighs us, all right, and holds us down and stops us from being a better version of ourselves, but it anchors and holds us down in something that's integral, and something that's righteous, and something that's meek, and something that's hopeful, and something that's sincere, man. All right. So therefore, when we're established and we're weighed down, all right, all those others that are being uprooted or derooted and coming out of their place, they see our establishment. They say, "Well, this is the house of the truth. This is the truth. This is the word." So it says, and here's the point. Now you can break it down if you want. Hebrews 6:19, which hope we have as an anchor of the soul, both sure and steadfast, and which entereth into that within the veil.
If I can bring out the Isaiah, because he goes right into that.
You got it.
This is Isaiah 33:6, and it says, "And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord."
Right, and not just wisdom and knowledge in anything, because you can have wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, or you could be anchored in something that's unrighteous.
Right.
You could be anchored in the world. A lot of times we see people that they're held down by the world. They're anchored in the world. They won't move, they won't bend, they won't break from their point or their stance or their pivot of the world. But the same thing, we are on the right hand side, on the righteous side. We're anchored. We won't bend, we won't move. All right. We won't get off our pivot for Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All right. So the Lord is going to lay all these anchors out, and He's going to say, okay, well, what is this person anchored in? What is that person anchored in? Is it going to be rooted? Is it going to be grounded? Or will it be uprooted, derooted? But it says, whither the forerunner is for us entered, even Yahweh Shai, made an high priest forever after the order of Melchizedek. That's right, man. Because Melchizedek was Yahweh Shai, man. So ultimately, all right, we were brought before the Levitical priesthood was established after the order of Melchizedek, man, which is Yahweh Shai, whose registry, all right, like I said, he had no earthly mother or father, because his registry was in the heavens, man. And so are ours, man. We're anchored in the heavens, man. We're not anchored in the things that this world can see. We're not rooted in the things that this world can actually physically see and say, okay, well, that's what he's established by. We're established by the heavens, man, the invisible power, man, like the scriptures say. All right? You got it, brother.
All right. This is 1 Corinthians 5. 1 Corinthians 15 and 58. "Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord, for as much as ye know that your labor is
unmovable."
Yeah.
Does that mean, okay, if somebody comes by you and brushes you, you just not moving? No, that means spiritually.
Yeah.
That means your morals. That means your values. That means your integrity. It can't be moved for the world.
Yeah.
Because if you're rooted in you have a cause behind you, somebody can't just come up to you and tell you anything and you believe it. All right? Or a person can't come and try to persuade you in their ways and you believe it and just start taking on to them. Why? Because you're rooted, you're grounded, you're firm.
Yeah.
That's what a pillar is, man.
Yeah, exactly.
You got it, brother. Go ahead.
It says, "For as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord." All right, and as the brother said, you're not being moved by what these other people are saying. All right, every time that you hear something new, all right, basically that's what our people do. Every time they hear something that tickles their ear, all right, they go and they take it onto themselves. They take it onto their spirit. As for somebody who's not moved by these things, they hear it and they're firm on the belief that they were taught, man. All right, and you know that it's the truth because it's gonna speak for itself.
Right.
You know.
It's coming to pass.
Yeah, it's coming to pass. Exactly, prophecy. All right. Let's see here.
I got
This
one.
one.
You got something else? I got one out. This is Colossians 1. Could you get the word grounded and the word settled? Colossians 1 and 23. Colossians 1 and 23. This Colossians 1 and 21. It says, and you that were sometime alienated and enemies. So if the Most High alienates you and he makes you an enemy, you're not rooted, you're not grounded, you're not firm. If you're an enemy of the Most High, it's safe to say, right? So
Right.
alienated and enemies could be likened unto us in that Gentile state of mind.
Exactly.
We weren't rooted in anything. We were going whatever cause the world would give us, man. We were going whatever fashion of the world came up, the next fad. Whether it be skinny jeans, snapback hats, tattoos, parties, whatever it may be, man. That's not being rooted. That's not being grounded. When you're grounded and you're rooted and you're settled, you don't need to go to outside sources for power. You don't need to go to an outside source to establish you. Because the truth, it establishes you and it grounds you in its own, man. The words, how about Shemi Awashai, man, they settle us, they comfort us. Like the Lord said, I'll send you on to a comforter. So that literally changed us, man. It changed our spirit. All right, but it says, sometime alienated and enemies in your mind by wicked works, yet now hath he reconciled. So the Lord pardoned us, man. He reconciled us back. He planted us in, man. Because ultimately, the world tried to come in and take us out of our position, take us out of our stance. But the Lord said, hey, it's deeper than that. I've been knowing them and preserved them from the beginning. So the Lord preserved us from the beginning. It's impossible for this world to ultimately take us out of our place, man. If we be of that number. That's why we constantly say, Lord willing, Abaratazah, we are of that number. Because to be of the hopeful elect, all right, you're in a win-win situation. So that's what we strive to be for. But it says,
get this one
yeah, you got it, brother. Mm-hmm.
All right, this is Ephesians 4 and 14. It says that we henceforth be no more children, tossed to and fro, and carried about with every wind of doctrine.
And if you're tossed to and fro, you're out of your place.
Right.
You're out of that establishment. Yeah. You're outside of that realm of protection. All right, literally in limbo. You just float, man, going up. Like the scripture say, every wayward doctrine, man. You got it, brother.
All right. It says, by the sight of man and cunning craftiness, whereby they lie in wait to deceive. All right. So you see, people being, tossed to and fro by different doctrines of this world, man. All right. That's how we once were, when before the Lord had, given us this truth. All right. But now we on that rock solid foundation, which is Yahweh Shai. All right, and we have this word, which is, grounding us, man, anchoring us down. All right, keeping us stable. All right, and
right.
Yeah, all right, you got it out.
Yep. Back in that Colossians 1 and 22, it says, in the body of his flesh through death, to present you holy and unblameable. Reminding me what what you brought out just a while ago. Unmovable, firm, holy and unblameable, man. Because why? We've been holding that position. We've had that same stance the whole time, man. We haven't moved out of our position to go back into the world or go back into these philosophies or drink of that wine that Esau and these other nations are drinking of. We've been right here this whole time. So how can you convict someone or say someone is worthy of blame if literally they've been right there that whole time? They haven't moved. They have an alibi, and our alibi is this truth, man. Oh, where were you at this point in time? Where were you at this? Oh, we were seeking out the scriptures daily, man. Because the Lord is the one that's going to ultimately vindicate us and exonerate us from this devil, man. But it says, verse 23, and you can get that word grounded and settled out. It's Colossians 1 and 23. If ye continue, because ultimately we have to play our part if we want to continue in this thing. If we want the Lord to keep dealing with us. If we want to get more wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. If we want to be inside of that realm of protection. You have to constantly deal with wisdom. It's a skill. You have to keep building upon it, right? But you ultimately have to focus on that point where all of the things going on in our daily lives, that doesn't overshadow the main goal of the kingdom. That doesn't overshadow the blood of Yahushua, man. But it says, if ye continue in the faith, grounded and settled, and be not moved away from the hope of the gospel. You see, because there's hope in this good news. There's light at the end of the tunnel, man. There's freedom. Because when you're inside a prison or you're inside a county jail or parish jail, your mind is thinking about what are you going to do when you're on the outside? What are you going to do when these shackles and chains are off of you? Right. And the scriptures, this truth, gives us the righteous sense of how we're going to be after these shackles and chains are off of us, man. So yeah, we're here in slavery in America, doing our work release, spiritual work release, all right? Doing these videos, doing these lessons, but ultimately, we're anchored in this thing. We're not just doing this thing just to pass time, right. All right? We're doing it because it's a part of us, man, all right? But it says, which ye have heard and which was preached to every creature which is under heaven, whereof I, Paul, am made a minister, right? Unto the Gentiles, like it was speaking of alienated, man. Because Apostle Paul went unto the Gentiles, man. All right? The lost sheep of the house of Israel. That was a requirement of him. So he had to be, you got to be anchored when you're dealing with our people, man. You have to be grounded. You have to be firm. Because all the ways of the world, we see that through our people, man. Through these so-called Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes, man. We see all the ways of the world, man. There's shadows and reflections of it, 2/3 of our people. So we have to be rooted in order to not be overtaken by it. You got it, brother. You got those words.
We're going to get faith or grounded.
You get grounded.
All right.
Strong's G 2311. Familiao. Familiao.
Ooh, sound like familiar.
No.
You got it.
Khan, this is the definition of grounded. All right. And it says to lay the foundation. All right. To find.
To lay the foundation, man. Yeah. So it says, if ye continue in this faith, grounded and settled. Yeah. So you have to continue to lay the foundation. Mm-hmm. Just like Yahushua did, that master builder. Yeah. So we all have our piece of foundation that we have to lay, man. Yeah. We all have our spiritual foundation you have to lay, man. But you can't just be settled in that. You have to continue. That's why I said continue. You have to continue. You can't just be halt. You can't be stagnant. You have to grow and constantly become a better version of yourself, man. That's what we're aiming for. We're not aiming to self-destruct. We're not aiming to go back into the world. We're aiming to wax stronger, all right, and wax more faithful to the Lord. You got it, brother.
All right. It says to make stable. All right. It says establish.
Ooh, establish.
So basically, you know, as the scriptures say, where shall a young man cleanse his way, man? You know, this, you know, it makes us have a solid foundation on, you know, what we need to be doing. You know, it cleanses our ways, you know, from, you know, the old paths that we used to have in the world. You know, it makes us put in the right state of mind. You know, let's see here. Yeah, that's pretty much it on this one. Let me see if I got a precept.
Right, I got one quick one backing you up, and you got it.
Right.
It says, 1 Corinthians 11, 3 and 11, Salakia. 1 Corinthians 3 and 11, for other foundation can no man lay than that is laid, which is Yahushua Mashiach.
Yeah.
Right, so you can't lay any other foundation except this one. Now, you could think that you're laying a foundation, but will it stand? Will it be firm? What is it built on? You might get that house all the way to the top, like the Tower of Babel before the Lord destroyed it. You might get that house, that foundation all the way to the top, just to find out that it was laid on sand, that it was laid with wood, that it had no strength at all, and it just collapsed. But if you lay that foundation proper and continue to lay with that same foundation, no other foundation than Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man. There's no other way, man. All right? If you continue to lay that same foundation, that house is going to be built in its perfection, man. That house is going to be built in its valor. That house is going to be built in its strength. Not anybody could come up and knock on the door of that house. Nor can wind blow that house away. Because it's built upon sound doctrine. You got it, brother.
All right. let's see here. Yeah, this is
Oh,
Proverbs.
Salakia.
All
Could I
right,
bring this out real quick? Out?
go ahead.
1 Corinthians 3 and 9. I should have read up a little bit. All right. I'm gonna start at verse 6. It says, "So then neither is he that planted anything, neither he that water it, but Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai that giveth the increase." If you want to stop me at any
All
point,
right,
you
you
can.
can read it one more time.
First Corinthians 3 and 7. "So then neither is he that planted anything, neither he that water it, but Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai that giveth the increase."
That's right. So Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua give us the increase to be able to sustain, to be able to continue on in this race, to be able to have the right mindset, man. You know, keep us, because he the one who planted us, man. All right, he the one who sowed that seed within us, man. All right, and what we need to just, stay grounded, man. As the title of the video is, stay grounded in the truth, man. Let the truth be our anchor. All right, you got it up.
Verse 9, "For we are laborers together with the Most High." You see, so it's all one accord, one body. We labor together with the Lord. Why we call it it's the Lashawan Kodash, the Spirit, man, the Holy Spirit, man. It labors with us, man, guiding us and directing us. That's how the Lord deals with us, man. That's how He keeps us grounded. All right. That's why the Lord wants us to continually be in that contrite, meek spirit of saying, "Lord, Abarat the Zam of that number, Abarat the Zam of the hopeful elect," because ultimately the Lord who's going to increase you, man. All right, like the scriptures say, quicken in whom He will. But it says, verse 10, "According to the grace of the Most High," also like in verse 9, "For we are laborers together with Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Ye are the Most High's husbandry. Ye are the Most High's building." So if we're the Most High's building, we got to lay our own foundation within ourselves, man. Establishing it in the Most High. Establishing it in the name of the Lord. All right? We can't establish this house in any other name, man. Because you're going to be uprooted, man. You're going to fail. 1 Corinthians 3 and 10, "According to the grace of the Most High, which is given unto me, as a wise master builder, I have laid the foundation, and another builded thereon. But let every man take heed how he builded thereon. For other foundation can no man lay that is laid, which is Yahweh Shah Mashiach." That's right. So you got to take heed how you build it, man. Are you building the foundation of the Lord? Is everything that you're doing online, all right, according to these laws, statutes, and commandments, or is it according to the realm of Esau, the realm of the medical field, the realm of the legal field? Or is it according to this word? You got to take heed how you build. Meaning what? Before you, just use an example of how you have contractors, subcontractors when they building a home or they working on a project, right? You have an architect, he'll come in and lay out the foundation. That's Yahweh Shai, right? You'll have subcontractors, contractors do certain specific jobs that build upon that house, but they're taking their time with it, man. Each and every person has a job, but they're not rushing it. They're not overdoing it. They're taking their time, man, because the foundation has to be laid properly to a certain way to how that architecture was laid and put out for it to come into fruition.
Yeah, right. Everything has to be perfect, man. You have to be level, and perfect balance,
Yeah. You got it, brother.
All right. This is this is let's see, Hebrews 6 and 10. It says, "For Yahweh is not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love which ye have showed towards His name, and that ye have ministered to the saints and do minister." So as we continue to, work towards that house and building it in the right way, like the brother said, are you building in the right way? Are you building according to the world? Or are you building according, to the scriptures, man? All right. It says, it says that's acceptable in the eyes of the Lord, man. Pretty much, So, we gotta, tend our ways to the Lord, man. We ain't supposed to, trim our ways to seek love, man. Being of this world. All right, wrap it up. That's it on that one.
Yep. This is Luke chapter 6, verse 43. Shah speaking. It says, "For a good tree bringeth not forth corrupt fruit, neither doth a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit." Because ultimately the Lord is not the author of confusion. A good tree brings up good fruit. Corrupt tree brings up corrupt fruit, and not vice versa, man. Not out of order. Okay, so this good tree, all right, these good seeds, which are the children of the kingdom, pertaining to Matthew the 13th chapter, and that good man, that husband, all right, Yahushua, raising up good fruit. It's profitable. It's good for exhortation, doctrine. It's sound. It's a balance, man. A corrupt tree produces corrupt fruit. It's corrupt. It's vile. It's off. It's against nature. All right? But it says, for every tree is known by his own fruit. For of the thorns men do not gather figs, nor of a bramble bush gather they grapes. Yeah, you can't get grapes out of bramble bush. It doesn't produce grapes. It doesn't produce good fruit. All right? So you're not going to get off wayward ways out of sound doctrine, man. Just like you're not going to get sound doctrine from a corrupt tree. The Lord doesn't deal with that, man. All right? So you're going to know that tree by its fruit. What type of tree that is by the fruit, by the doctrine. All right? By the ways. And we see that from the apostles on down to the least of us, this is a good tree because you see the fruit that is coming out of it, man. You see the doctrine that we're speaking, man. All right? You see the things that are coming to pass. You see the meekness and the sincerity and the love and the genuineness for the brotherhood, man, and our elders. All right? Lord willing, we endure to the end. But it says, a good man out of the good treasure of his heart bringeth forth that which is good. You see? Out of the good treasure of his mind. So what that man is thinking on, he's meditating on, he's going to bring it forth through his actions. He's going to bring it forth through his deeds. But if he's constantly meditating, all right, like it tells you the things that go in a man is not a foul, but it's that which comes out of him that is the foul, man. Because once you start taking on to these things and doing them, making them a part of you, that's when you become the foul, man. You hear rap music, you hear different type of music. They may say, go do something, go do this and that. All right? You hear that. All right, you walking in your car, you listen to, you know what I mean? You hear that, but you're not going to actually start acting on it, man. All right? You see?
I got one before you. Can I get this, please, Bubba?
Yeah, you got it. Mm-hmm.
All right, this is Ephesians 2:10. It says, for we are his workmanship, created. It says, for we are his workmanship, created in the Mashiach Yahushua unto good works, which Yahweh have before ordained that we should walk in them. So, you know, look, we as it says, unto good works, man. All right, going over what the brother just now was speaking of, man. All right, we're going to bring forth good fruit, man. All right, and that what? The corrupt tree is going to bring forth corrupt fruit, man. All right.
It's going to corrupt you.
Yeah.
You eat the fruit from off of that tree, what's going to happen to you? You're going to get sick.
Yeah.
You're going to get a disease. You're going to be defiled.
Yeah.
You eat fruit from off of that good tree, it's going to replenish you. It's going to heal you. You're going to grow.
Yeah.
You got any more? Let's see. You got it, brother. Get that word master builder. I'm going to continue on this in the Strongs. This is Luke 6:45. A good man out of the good treasure of his heart bringeth forth that which is good. And an evil man out of the evil treasure of his heart bringeth forth that which is evil. You see? So you're going to ultimately know that evil man by what he brings forth out of the treasures of his heart, man. You're going to say, oh, what he just said, what he just did. Now you start gauging the type of mannerism, the type of person that person is, man. Does he have any underlying, what is he doing it for? Is he doing it out of sincerity? Is he doing it out of genuine love? Or is it for leverage? Or is it to gain something, man? Or is it something underlying? Right? Like when you get Jacob be in the hospital, they'll diagnose you with cancer, and they always say you got different underlying issues. You might look well, you might look like you in good shape and health, but what are those underlying issues, man? We can't have any underlying schisms in the body, man. And a good replenishing good fruit coming from that good tree, man. But it says that, and why call ye me Lord, Lord, and do not the things which I say? whosoever cometh to me and hear my sayings and doeth them, I will show you to whom he is like. Because he's going to be likened unto Yahushua. You doing the things that the Lord required, the Lord is going to show you who he's going to liken you as. The Son of Man, Yahushua. You're going to be into that. You're going to be like unto the vineyard, that husbandry unto the vineyard. You're going to treat it with delicacy. You're going to treat it with tender love and care, man. You're going to treat it like it's precious, man. Literally. And if you don't, the Most High is going to also show you what type of man you are, meaning you're going to defile good things. You're going to corrupt things that are good, man, that are pleasant, man. All right? But it says, verse 47, whosoever cometh to me and hear my sayings and doeth them, I will show you to whom he is like. He is like a man which built an house and dig deep and laid the foundation on a rock. And when the flood arose, the stream beat vehemently upon that house, you see? So it was being tried. That flood rose, and it started coming on that house, trying to see if it was built up, seeing if it could withstand, right? And that's what the Lord is doing to us, man. Because of the foundation that we're laying, the Lord is trying us with that flood. He's trying us with that vehemently of the waves, man, coming back and forth, coming against you. But ultimately, a house that is built upon that rock, it's not going to move. It's going to be immovable, like the brother said. But it says, and when the flood arose, like in that unto the enemies, the stream beat vehemently upon that house and could not shake it. For it was founded upon a rock. But he that heareth and doeth not is like a man that without a foundation built an house upon the earth. Ooh, he built upon the earth, man. How solid is that, man? That's not solid, man. You build your foundation upon the ways of the world, the earth, the society. You're gonna end up building. When you get to the top, you're gonna look and you're gonna say, "Oh, now you free falling, man.
Yeah.
No foundation, man. No way."
House of cards.
Yeah. What you said? House of cards. Yep. It says, but he that heareth and doeth not is like a man that without a foundation built an house upon the earth, against which the stream did beat vehemently. See, the Lord tried you even then, man. So you're not gonna escape the judgments of the Lord, man. The Lord is gonna try that foundation, man, and see if it's built properly. But it says, and immediately it fell, and the ruin of that house was great, man. The destruction of that house was great, man. Because like they say in the world, they say what? The bigger they are, the harder they fall, man. So we have to stay grounded. That means knowing that the battle isn't over yet. That means knowing that you still have to deal with, like it says, that stream beating vehemently. Get that. Okay. You had that other word, workmanship? Yeah, bring that out and then get vehemently.
All right, this is
rapidly.
This is workmanship.
Strong's G 4161. Poema.
All right, and it says that which have been made a work, or the works
that which have been made. So we've been made to go and do the works, follow the law, statutes, and commandments, strengthen the brethren, keep the name of the Lord, keep the high holy days on the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of our ability, and rehearse the righteous acts, man. We've been made to do those things. But just like the architect can make certain things to have certain purposes, so did the Lord do that, man. We've been set to go and do the works and preach the gospel. 2/3 of our people have been set to go off, man. Esau, Edom, you've been set to be our adversary, man. A physical counterpart of Satan. Go ahead, read it one more time, please.
It says, that which had been made a work of the works of Yahweh as creator. God. So as the brother said, when we was in the world, we took those worldly things, man. All right, we had biological, father or whatnot, but they didn't teach us the right thing, unfortunately. But once we got into the truth, we have our spiritual fathers, all right, and our brothers and sisters which are in this truth now. All right, starting from our elders, our apostles on down. All right, and what they taught us, they renewed our mind, because it says you have to come into the truth as newborn babes. So with that, what it washed our minds and made us new again.
That's
You
right.
know, taught us the right things and the right ways. You know, and that rock, you know, was Yahweh Shai. All right, through the elders and apostles. All right, and the anchor was the word. You know, which hold us firm. All right, to this word, man. All right, what you have it up?
Yeah, it was just a quick one.
Now.
It's 2nd Ezra 3 and 4. O Lord, who bears rule, thou spakest at the beginning. Who did the Lord speak to at the beginning? All right, the elect. All right, through Yahweh Shai. It says, thou spakest at the beginning when thou did plant the earth, and that thyself alone, and commandest the people, and gave a body unto Adam without soul, which was the workmanship of thine hands, and did breathe into him the breath of life, and he was made living before thee. So what brought Adam onto life, man? These wisdom, these knowledge, this understanding, these law, statutes, and commandments. That was the breath of life that the Most High breath onto Adam, man. That was their anchor. That's what kept us rooted, kept us grounded. Unto this day, man, we got in our own way, man. We went off, man. Like the scripture said, the creature was made subject unto vanity, man. So it says, verse 8, Salakia, verse 6, and thou leadest him into paradise, which thy right hand had planted before ever the earth came forward. You see? So the Lord planted, all right, Eden, man, which was the whole earth at that time, man. All right? The Lord established the heavens, man, established the waters, man. All right? Established the dimensions, okay? But whose blessing was it given unto Israel, man? That was given unto us, man. All right? But that was a reward for keeping the law, statutes, commandments, staying grounded, staying rooted, man, staying firm. We're going to get that reward again. Like the scriptures tell you, the earth is going to be as Eden again, man. We're going that reward, that blessing, all right, that inheritance that was promised unto us, all right, is going to be given back into its rightful ownership, man, under Yahweh Shai, all right? If we stay firm and if we stay true and if we continue in the faith, man. Go ahead, brother.
All right, this is Wisdom of Solomon 7 and 22. For wisdom, which is the worker of all things, taught me, for in her is understanding. Spirit holy, one, it says one, only manifold, subtile, lively, clear, undefiled, plain, no subject to hurt, loving the thing that is good, quick, which cannot be leaded, ready to do good. So that's that's the works, man. Doing good, man. All right, being honest, man. Being, you know, the earth needs its, you know, the righteous kings to rule again, man. All right. But like it says, for wisdom is the worker of all things that taught me, for in her all understanding. So you know, this truth has given us understanding, man. It's made us rooted. All right, because the world had us going again to and fro, man. All right, we was unstable in the world, man. All right, as the scripture says, it says in Deuteronomy, it says that Jake is has astonishment of heart, man. Anything that Jake hear, you know, his mind is just polluted. It goes to and fro everywhere, man. It's everywhere, man. All right, not to mention, you know, all the things that Babylon promotes, man. All right, the drugs, the drinking, and all the other stuff. You know, that affects Jake, you know, the way that he thinks, man.
Yeah, what they said, addictive personality. You see something you might like, or you taste something you might like, and you just keep on with it, keep on with it, keep on with it, man. All right, like scriptures tell you, all right, all things are not expedient for us, meaning they're not beneficial. It's not timely. It's untimely. It doesn't have a balance. It's not for this appointed time. The Lord doesn't deal with that, man. The Lord deals with timeliness. All right, the Lord deals with satisfactory, not unsatisfactory, man. That's an imbalance. That's partial, man. I got two of them real quick. Revelation 2 and 4. Nevertheless, I have somewhat against thee, because thou hast left thy first love. All right, and our first love is wisdom, man. Knowledge and understanding. That's the breath of life, man. That's how we're able to function Because without a breath, you just lifeless, man. You're dry bones, man. All right? So let me get this real quick. All right? And you can get Revelation 3 and 10 real quick, God.
I got you.
All right? It's the book of Malachi. Bear with me. Malachi 2 and 14. It says, let me see where we at. Okay, that's not the one I'm looking for. All right, it's back in Revelation. It's Revelation 3. Let me get it real quick. You can get the one you're getting at. It's Revelation 3 and 11. It says, behold, I come quickly. And that's what Yahweh Shah was ultimately saying about leaving our first love, man. You have to go back to your root, your core, your foundation. Like, if you Akim, like, know about, like hip-hop industry, sports industry, like theater, like film industry, like a person will have like different attributes about themselves or a different way they had, and then they'll have people around and be like, hey bro, you need to go back to that old sound. You need to go back to that old foundation. You need to go back to the beginning, man, when you first got into this. And you see that with a lot of rappers, 4, 5, 6 years down the line, and start getting weirder and weirder, man. They leave from that first foundation that they had, man. Not saying they righteous or anything. We know they wicked, all right. But that just shows you that the Lord is telling us, go back to that core sound, all right. Stop beating up to the drum and to the tune of all these other philosophies. Go back to that core sound, that core foundation, your first love, man, which is wisdom. Then you'll be exalted. Then you'll flourish. Then you'll see the better version of yourself, man. So it says, Revelation 3 and 11, hold that fast which thou hast, that no man may take thy crown. And what's that crown, man? Wisdom. So when we get those crown of lives of life put on our head, Lord willing, we are that number. What is that going to give us? How is that going to exalt us? It's going to exalt us in wisdom. It's going to exalt us in understanding, man. All right. Those crowns of life can only be put on those incorruptible bodies, man. Those celestial heavenly bodies, man. So we know we're going to be raised up, man. So it says, him that overcometh will I make a pillar in the temple of my power. And a pillar is firm, man. A pillar is solid, right? A pillar has a foundation, man. And that's what we want to have when we carry out our daily lives, on and off the camera. We want to be solid. We want to be balanced. We want to have a foundation, all right? Because the battle starts, the hardest battle is when you take off these garments and you end alive, man. Now you got to deal with demons all around you, even on camera. You got to deal with family members. You got to deal with the job. You got to go to a store. You got to buy, trade, sell in this society and deal with all types of manners of people. So you have to have a foundation, man. You don't see basketball players when they go travel across the country or go to another state. You don't see them taking the jerseys of the other team and now I'm your point guard. I'm your shooting guard. They're defending their home, man. They're trying to bring one back to the homeland, right? And that's what we're doing, man. We're defending Yasharallah, man. We're defending Jerusalem, man. We're defending Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, most importantly in the name, man. We're defending that breath of life, man, because that's all we have. That supports us. That allows us to live, man. So it says, in the name of the city of my power, I will write upon him the name of my power. And the name of the city of my power, which is New Jerusalem, which cometh down out of heaven from my power. And I will write upon See? Yep. Back in Revelation 3, I'm going to read 11. Behold, I come quickly, hold that fast which thou hast, that no man may take thy crown. Him that overcome it, because you have to overcome, man. This journey, this battle has to be worth something. And the Lord is going to make it worth something whether we like it or not, man. You're going to go through things. You're going to go through something that's going to test whether you believe in the Lord or not, whether you have faith in Yahweh Shem Yahushua or not. Do you have faith on the men on the side of you or not? Do you believe in the support system, and do you trust the support system that the Lord has set up for you, man? So it's always going to be a continual test, man. So the battle isn't over yet. But with the battle comes conditions. I'm going to get that real quick. You got that?
All right. This is Philippians chapter 3, verse 12. It says, not as though I had already attained either, not shall I get attained either were already perfect, but I follow after, if that I may apprehend that for which also I am apprehended of Yahushua Mashiach. It says, brethren,
apprehended. We're apprehended of the Lord, man. That's deep, bro. Yeah. Read it one more time, man.
It says, not as though I had already.
Where you at?
This is verse 12. Philippians chapter 3, verse 12. Not as though I had already attained, either were already perfect.
One more time, man.
It says, either were already perfect.
Right, so we know it's a continual fight. We know that it's always going to be a battle of perfecting ourselves, man. We're not going to get healed overnight. It's going to be a continual fight. But ultimately, we're going to be able to look back and say we never gave up if we of that number. Lord willing, we are, all right? We say that in the most sincere and humble manner. But it's always self-reflecting. Looking yourself in the mirror. Telling yourself to get right. Constantly self-motivation. Self-worth. We have to know that we're worth something to the Lord, man. Go ahead, brother.
It says,
are we good on the volume, Akim? Are we good on the volume? Y'all could just comment and say we're good on the volume right now.
It says, but I follow after that, if that I may apprehend from that for which also I am apprehended of Yahushua Mashiach. It says, brother, and I
so we apprehend. When the cops apprehend you, that means they what? They right behind you. They on you. They on your case, man. So we apprehended of the Lord. Get that word. Could you get that word out? We apprehended of the Lord. I don't want to, you know what I mean? But that's beautiful, man. That's deep right there, man. We good on the sound? Yeah, man. Let me get this real quick out. This 2nd Ezra, chapter 7, verse 57. It says, then answered he me and said, this is the condition of the battle which man that is born upon the earth shall fight. We were born upon the earth, man. All right, we're earthly right now, man. We're in the flesh. So we have conditions of the battle. Just like when you're in an actual war, you might have rain coming down. When you're in the midst of trying to dodge enemies, you might have snow. You might be in the trenches. It might be muddy. You might have landmines going off. All types of things that are going on. We're talking about like in an actual battle that's fought with guns. All right. But in a spiritual battle, you got all types of principalities that are floating around, man.
And the spiritual is hard. The spiritual is more difficult, man. Yeah. Right? That spiritual walk is way more difficult, man.
Right, bro.
All right. You wanted me to get the apprehended con. All right. This is apprehended. All right.
Strong's G 2638. Catalambano.
All right. And it says to lay hold of. So the Lord has laid hold of us, man. He put his hands on us, man.
Yeah.
He gave us that word.
Yeah.
All right.
It's like detained.
Yeah. Bought with a price.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. So he's giving what he, is rightfully his. It says to seize upon, take possession of. All right.
So we're in the Lord's possession, man. Wisdom of Solomon, the 3rd chapter tells you the souls of the righteous are in the hands of the Lord.
Yeah.
So the souls of the righteous are going to take on a certain personality. They're going to take on a certain value or morale.
Definition right here. It says to lay hold of with the mind.
Ooh,
It
one more
says,
time,
it says to lay hold of with the mind. Man, that's deep.
man, bro. Ooh.
It says,
Lord apprehended us, man.
yeah, yep. It says to understand, to perceive, learn, comprehend. Man, like the elder said, man, we're righteously brainwashed, man.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
We're righteously brainwashed, man, because what you wouldn't want to be brainwashed of the world, man. Like our people, they're destroyed. Look at them, you know. But this, man, you can see by the content of the men of the Lord's character that this is the true way. All right, back here, and I got a little bit more on that. 14. It says again. It says Philippians 3 and 13. It says, "Brethren, I count not myself to have apprehended, but this one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind, and reaching forth unto those things which are before." It says, "I press towards, all right, the seal of the prize, which is Taz," okay, because you can't say it because of Esau, "of the high calling of Yahweh Shai, the high calling of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai Mashiach." All right, so it says pressing towards the prize.
Pushing forward. That's what a soldier does.
Yep.
A soldier pushes towards the goal, pushes towards the cause, man. Yep. By any means necessary. All right? I got one out. It's Ephesians chapter 6, verse 10. "Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might." Be strong meaning what? Be grounded. Be firm. All right? Be rooted. It says, "Put on the whole armor of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places."
That's right, man. So we're fighting a spiritual battle within our mind, all right, by taking L's, man, spiritually, all right, taking the low. Okay, you have you really have witches and warlocks out there that's casting spells on the elders and apostles, all right, because you have the upper elite, man, wishing that this truth doesn't continue to flourish, man. All right, that's why he's coming up with all these different type of laws that are getting rid of getting rid of the amendment of free speech, man. All right, all these things are coming to try to attack, all right, the truth, man. All right, and we're spiritually dealing with these things, man, because we know that this is really all that we have, man. All right, so that's a part of the condition of the battle, man, to just continue to fight, man, spiritually. Right. All right, in our mind.
It says, wherefore take unto you the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand.
That's right.
Ephesians 6 and 13, "Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand."
That's right. Like the scriptures say, knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of our time, because we want to. That's gonna decipher whether or not we'll be able to stand with all the things that are going to be happening around us. We're going to have to be, assured in our minds, man. We have to be stable in our minds, all right? Because if we don't, then we're going to be just like everybody else, all right? We're going to be bugged out. They're going to know what to do, and that's what they're hoping for, really,
Right. It says, "Stand therefore, having your loins girded about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked." You see? You got it, brother.
Yeah. So putting on the faith, man. It says by faith ye are saved, man. Our faith is gonna be tested in that time. And we're building up our faith now, man. All right, and the Lord is also building up our faith as well by the prophecies. You know, the different relics, the different artifacts that come out. He saw new discoveries and things like that, prophecies that's happening on the earth. Those are faith boosters for the tribulation that come ahead, so that we'll be able to withstand those type of things.
Right. And you have to stay grounded, Akeem. You have to stay grounded because, like I said, fiery darts.
Yeah.
Unpleasant situations, unpleasant people, different foul spirits, man, trying to steadily get you up out of the truth.
Yeah.
Trying to sift you, man. You got it.
Yeah, because they're gonna come and try to demonize us, man, and that's a part of those fiery darts as well, man, laboring us as terrorists. All right, but this is simply coming out of the scriptures and saying what it is. That's it. All right, but we're gonna be hated for those things, man. That's gonna be one of those darts, man. All right, hated of all men, for my name's sake. And your family gonna come up against you, all kinds of different things, man. All right. Let's see. You got one, Let's see.
I got to go. You got to go. 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 4, and it reads, "No man that warreth." I'm gonna start at 3. So like it says, "Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahushua Mashiach." Right, because it says endure hardness. So that means you're going to face hardness. You're going to face certain situations where you have to have a defense. You have to have that shield of faith. You have to have that helmet of salvation. The scriptures tells us how to put on the armor, man. What we have to do, how we have to equip ourselves, man. Because if you getting attacked from the side angle, you gotta have protection at that angle. If you're getting attacked from behind, all right, and you can only see what's in front of you, you gotta have protection from behind. So we gotta be covered on all angles, man. That's what the armor of the Most High is, man. We're not lacking anything. We don't just go out there with just a helmet on and no body armor. All right, well, we don't go out there with just a shield and no helmet. All right, and vice versa. All right, we all equipped on all angles with this truth, man. Your insurance can only cover your car, man, or your house. You know what I mean? Well, they got life insurance, but that doesn't cover you spiritually, man. Go ahead, bro.
This is
I got some more. So like verse 4. "No man that warreth entangle himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who had chosen him to be a soldier."
That's right. So no man that is spiritual entangle himself with with the affairs of this life. All right, because it cripples us, man. All right, it makes us weak. All right, it said the scriptures tell us, man, to put off the weak nature. So this word, this armor makes us strong, man. All right.
You got one?
No, I got one. This is let's see. This is Matthew's 7:13, and it says, "Enter ye at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in their act, because straight is the gate, and narrow is the way that leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it." All right. I'll read it again. This is Matthew 7:13. It says, "Enter ye at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction." So
right. And the straight gate is the righteous gate. The broad gate, all right, the wide gate, it's the gate that everyone chooses to go into, the easy way, the lustful way. All right, the way of the flesh, man, the carnal way. But the spiritual way is the straight gate. And we have to spiritually walk a tightrope when you're dealing with Yahweh Shem Shah. But it's a good tightrope. It benefits us. It heals us. It nurtures us. It's a way that is going to bring us into incorruptible bodies, celestial bodies, the kingdom of heaven, man. It's preparing us for those things. You got it, brother.
And if I can just say, like the brother said, it's building us up to be kings, all right, in the kingdom. So, because if you're building a house, all right, you want to make sure that the supplies that you're using to build that house can withstand whatever is going to get come to beat up against it, man, so that the house can stand. So the things that we go through now, all right, is making us strong. So that way, that what? When we, so that way, when the kingdom comes, all right, the Lord said, well, this guy has went through, you know, this, that, and the third. All right, he's acceptable to be a pillar in the kingdom. You know, you don't want something that's going to be, you know, feeble, weak. All right, you want a strong support beam, and that's pretty much what we're being built up to be, man. Are you being built up to be strong support beams in the kingdom, strong judges? All right, judging right things rightfully. All right, it says, but straight is the gate, and narrow is the way that leadeth into life. All right, it says, because straight is the gate, and narrow is the way that leadeth to life. All right, and by us doing those things, all right, it's going to lead us into life. All right, this hard path, all right, or this tight road to the kingdom, all right, is going to lead us to a crown of life. And few there be that find it. So there's few that people that's going to find this, you know, find this crown of life, this way of life, this path of life. All right, that's pretty much it. Huh?
Yeah, I got you one. This is Luke 14 and 28. For which of you, intending to build a tower, sitteth not down first and counteth the cost, whether he have sufficient to finish it, lest happily after he had laid the foundation and is not able to finish it, all that behold it begin to mock him, saying, this man began to build and was not able to finish it. We don't want to be that man that didn't finish, man. All right, we want to be like Apostle Paul. I finished the course. I ran the race, man. All right, we want to be in favor with the Lord, man. We don't want to be on a wrong side of justice, like they say, man. All right, and that comes with staying grounded, staying rooted, stay firm with what you believe in, Jake. Don't go into these other ways, man. How you started, finish it off that way, man. You started in the truth, finish off in the truth, man. You started having the name of the Lord, the oracles, the prophecy. Stick in that, man. Stay with it. Be consumed by it. Submerge yourself into this, man. We have no choice at this point, man. It's either death or life, man. Follow after the ways of life, man. And it's simple. The Lord laid it out for us, man. It's Luke 14 and 31. Or what king going to war against another king sitteth not down first and consulted whether he be able with 10,000 to meet him that cometh against him with 20,000? Or else while the other is yet a great way off, he sendeth an ambassage and desired conditions of peace. So likewise, whosoever he be of you that forsaketh not all that he had, he cannot be my disciple. You see? So we have to consider what's ahead. All right, consider the benefits of going this way and say, okay, well, we weighed out the consequences, the rewards of sticking in the truth. We weighed out the consequences and the rewards of going back into the world. And we'll choose the truth before the world. We're going to act like we chose the truth. We're going to live like we chose the truth. We're going to eat like it. We're going to breathe like it. We're going to treat our brothers like it, man. And that's going to be our course and our manner of life, man. You got it, brother.
All right, this is 2 Peter 1 and 10. It says, wherefore, the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. For if ye do these things, ye shall never fail. It says, wherefore, you shall never fail, man. So we continue to be, in the good graces of the Lord. All right, having the Spirit on us, continue to do these videos, continue to go on the highways and the byways. All right, then what, man? We should be in good graces, man. We should be delivered. All right, we should get that crown of life. That's what we all aiming for, man. All right.
It is the one I was looking for earlier. All right, just bring it out because it shows you how these evil spirits, all right, they know us, man, and they know who we are. They have a specific purpose, all right, to try to get us to go off, man. This is Acts 19 and 13. Then certain of the vagabond Jews, exorcists, took upon them to call over them which had evil spirits the name of the Lord Yahushua, saying, we adjure you by Yahushua whom Paul preaching. And there were 7 sons of Sceva, a Jew, and chief of the priests, which did so. And the evil spirit answered and said, Yahushua I know, and Paul I know, but who are ye? So you see, these evil spirits, they know who we are, man. And they know what men of the Lord. They know what course of life we live in. They know what power we serve. They know what name we call upon. All right. And their job is to get us to go off, get us to fail, get us to doubt, get us to say we don't have any self-worth, get us to say that we're nothing, man, that the Most High don't love us. But ultimately, it's a test from the Lord, because the Lord creates those spirits and sends them out to test us, to perfect us, to make us try as the fire and gold. You got as gold in the fire. So
yeah, as the brother was just now saying, those spirits know who we were, or should I say know who we are. And even before the truth, we face different type of things strangely. All right, different spirits, coming up against us, are going through different things. And now that we reached and
you said different spirits coming up against us, the last part, you got it.
All right.
Acts 19 and 16, and a man in whom the evil spirit was leaped on them and overcame them and prevailed against them, so that they fled out of that house naked and wounded.
Yeah, so those different type of spirits, all right, mess with us in different type of ways before we enter into the truth. And now that, before we enter into the truth, and now that we have entered the truth, the Lord has given us the truth, right? We understand why we went through those things. It's because the spirits knew who we were, man, and Lord willing, all right, we are, the hopeful elect, all right, and that's why we're going through what we're going through right now.
Yep. If thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thyself for temptation. You got one up?
That's it.
Hey, Lord willing, this message was edifying. All right, we're going to turn and face the east and give definite honors and praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the Apostle Great Millstone, rule well and teach well, and worthy of their double honors. Peace and blessings to you, Akim, pushing out this truth across the 4 corners during his last 6 time. Kwame Yashala, Baba Bob, Shalom. Until next time. Shalom.